So we entered, and the moment I got there, I was like, is this heaven? Are we still in heaven, or we've gone to earth or something? And the angel told me that, yeah, this is heaven. And I'm like, how can this be heaven? Because what I was seeing there as compared to what I saw outside, there is a big difference. Where we entered was messy, it was dirty, and it's not dirty in human terms like rubbish here and there, but it was messy as compared to what I had seen outside there. And there were supposed to be mansions in the city, but I entered and there wasn't really mansions. I mean, there were supposed to be mansions there were mansions, but there were some were just built to this height, some none, and it was just bare ground, and the whole place was like messed up. And the people I entered with, it was like they knew where they were going, so they all went to their places, they all knew where their mansions were gonna be. And I asked the angel that, but why is this place like this, and why isn't their houses built fully? Because I saw in the Bible that Jesus said he was going to prepare a mansion and a place for us. And I've also heard people who have had revelations about heaven tell me that, or say in their books that they went and they saw like mansions, people in their mansions and everything. And it's like it's different from whatever I am seeing. And the angel told me that, Priscilla, just observe. So the first person that I saw, his mansion was supposed to be like completed, but it was just built up to this side, and there wasn't any roof, there wasn't any windows, nothing. Like it was just messed up, like an uncompleted building. And so it's like anyone I see, the angel would tell me why it is like that, And the angel told me that it was because this person wasn't truthful in the tithe, whatever tithe he paid, this is what he's having now, So if he had paid the full tithe, he would have had a whole mansion for himself. And I'm like, wow, I got scared there and then, because I thought that the moment you come to heaven, everywhere is quiet, everywhere is perfect, like you get to enjoy everything. You have the crowns on your head, you have like, you see God and everything, and and this is it, So the Bible always tells us about tithe paying and everything, so it is actually true. And the angel actually explained it to me that any money we pay here in the name of God, our offerings, our tithes and everything is being liquidated to build a place for us. So there are people, they go to the bank and they're like, they're going to liquidate their assets, like they're going to turn their building into money and all that. That is what is happening. And it's like, it's not just tithes and offerings, but everything you do in the name of God. So if you're helping others, if you're sowing a seed into someone's life, whatever you do in the name of God is being liquidated to actually build a place for you, or it's being liquidated to building materials to prepare a place for you. And it's like, I could see from their faces that they weren't really happy, but there is no sadness in heaven. But I could see their heart that they wish they had done more. But I mean, it's too late. And after seeing this other person, I went to another place, another mansion that was built like up with a roof, but there wasn't windows, there wasn't doors. I mean, it wasn't also completed. And the angel told me that, well, this person was supposed to pledge to pay some money in church, but the person didn't pay, So, I mean, this is what she is having now. And it's like everything the angels say, I begin to be scared, and all that. And I'm like, oh my God, have I been truthful with my tithe, and everything? Because I have looked at everything I've done in the name of God, and I'm like, am I really doing the right thing? I kept questioning myself, and he kept taking me to the others and all that. And I saw one mansion that was supposed to be there, but I wasn't there. It was just bare ground, so the person just went to stand in an open space. And I asked the Holy Spirit why, and he said that this person didn't do anything for God. He spent his life just living in sin, living in darkness and all that. But the moment that he was about to die, that was when he asked for forgiveness of sin. So it's like he never did anything for God, so it means there was nothing for them to use to prepare a place for him. So he just went to stand in the bare ground like that. And you might say that, well, it's still better than being in hell, but then what is the point of it, of you living for God, and you live in your life and come to heaven and you're not really happy as expected, or you're not in a very good place? So heaven, the whole place is not like as glorious as we see at every point. There were slums, and where you are gonna be is as a result of your life here on earth. And like there were stories over stories over stories, and I got scared more, and I was like, no, I need to go back to earth, and let the people know this. And there was one time I realized, whilst the angel was showing us all these things, I heard rumbling. So it was kind of like, when it rains and the thunder, it rumbles and all that. It was like that. It's like the whole heaven shook, and behind, after everything, there was calmness, and I heard like God speak. And when he spoke, it was like thunder, the place was just thundering like that. And after the thunder, all of a sudden we all started worshiping God. We all bowed down. We started singing praises to him and worshiping him like that. It was just automatic. And where I was, I couldn't see God, but I could hear God. I could hear him. And I think that is a perception that we had about heaven. So it's like we are all living our lives in some way. We are not living it well. We are just doing what we think we should do. But we should rather do more if we want to be in a place where we are going to see God, experience his glory, see Jesus, and sit on one of the thrones. Those people, because of the way they live their lives, they were at a place where they couldn't even see God, but they could just hear him. And what's the point of all this? What is the point? No happiness, no total fulfillment and everything. And I'm like, no, I don't want to end up in heaven and then be in this slum. I want to be in a place where I could see God and everything. So it was then that I realized that God actually wanted me to witness where these people are gonna be. People who were not tithe payers, people who weren't paying offering. Because there are some people, you don't pay tithe because you feel that, oh, the pastor's gonna spend it, or they're gonna use it for something that you think isn't important, so you're not paying your tithe. Well, you should watch it, because the Bible even makes us understand that those who don't pay tithe, they are cursed. There are gonna be curses on you, seriously. And you don't pay your offerings. God actually made us see in the Old Testament how important offerings were. Whatever he blessed the Israelites with, he always made them take 10% out of it for him. And the tithes, the offerings, helping people, helping the needy, just being good to someone, loving someone, they are all there, to prepare a place for us, so the crowns you're gonna get is as a result of everything you're gonna do for God, so I told this revelation to a certain woman, who has been like a blessing to my family and our church and all that. And she was the one who actually gave me this. I told her about the show I was going to do, and she gave me this microphone I'm using now, and then the tripod I'm also using now. So when I gave it to her and I told her about the revelation, she said, well, Priscilla, I think that this is going to give me a window or a door and all that. It was funny, but it is for the cause of God, because this show is about God and it's about promoting his ministry. So definitely it's going to do something for her in heaven, and we all feel that sowing into people's lives is just doing it for doing sake, but then it's speaking for us in heaven, so this was a revelation I had. So the revelation, the people I saw were actually people whose life on earth has ended, and God wanted me to witness where they were going to be, so after I came back down on earth, the moment I woke up, I just screamed and, with tears, ran to my mom's room, and my sister was sleeping by her. And I woke her up and I was just crying. She said, Priscilla, what is it? And I told her, Mom, I was just in heaven, And it was like I was talking gibberish, and she said, Priscilla, take your time and talk, because I was still still experiencing the presence of God, and was so overwhelming that I couldn't really speak. And I told her about everything. She said, well, Priscilla, God showed this to you just because he wanted you to share it to the world. So I have done it. I have done my part. It's left for you to also do your part. Be truthful in whatever you do for God. Look at what happened to Ananias and Sapphira. God never forced them to just liquidate their building and he just give them money to the church. God didn't force them. They did it out of their hearts, but then because they weren't truthful, and God killed them. So it's like, if you don't want to rain curses upon yourself, just do whatever you are required to do. If it's your tithe, there are some people, they have like so much money and they feel that taking 10% out of it will be so hard, because how can I give this lot to God? They think so much about it. I'm like, God definitely doesn't think twice about giving you air or giving you oxygen to breathe. God doesn't think twice about giving you the ability, waking you up each and every morning. God doesn't think twice about protecting you from any form of accidents and from loss and all that. So why would you think twice when you need to promote God's kingdom? Why would you think twice if you need to help the needy, if you need to give some offering in church, if you need to sow a seed? Why do you actually have to think twice? But the thing is, it's not for God's good, it's for our own good. If we want to be in a good place, just do whatever God requires us to do. And everything I'm saying is all in the Bible. God has written out. The Bible is actually our handbook, our manual. If you want to know what you are required to do, just read the Bible, study the Bible. The Bible says we should study the words which are approved unto God, and the Bible is for reproof, it's for conviction and everything. So just do what you gotta do. Just do whatever God requires you to do, and I promise you're just gonna be blessed, as God says in Malachi 3 that give your tithe unto me and just test me, and see whether I wouldn't open the doors of heaven unto your life. I mean, look at how amazing that will be. So this is just what I wanted to share with you people, and this is the end of the episode. If you have any question, if you have any comment, please don't forget to send me a DM on any of these handles here, and I'm gonna send you a reply. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and then share the videos to your friends and family and people that you think need to hear this word. So I'm gonna see you on the next video. So yeah, bye.